What's up guys, it's Eafc here, and today I'm going to be showing you the best investments you can make this weekend to help you make a load of coins in Eafc 24. But before we jump into that, I'm going to show you the easiest way for you to get some coins. If you guys are looking to buy cheap, fast, and reliable coins, make sure to check out iggm.com using the link in the description and use the code CHIEF at checkout for a 5% discount. Now let's get right into this video. Alright boys, so diving into this video, if you don't know, the Road to the Knockout promo is coming out today in basically just a few hours at 6 p.m. UK or 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what this is going to lead to, along with a bunch of people just getting the game with the Standard Edition today, is a massive market dip right at content drop. Now, what is the reason for this? It's basically the same reason we've seen every day so far, that there's been a bit of a drop at content time, and it's because of promo packs. Every single day so far in the game, EA have refreshed these promo packs in the store, making it available for people to get 8 25k packs and 3 45k packs. So every single day, people that spend FIFA points on the game open these packs at that content drop, and it results in a load of supply. Now you can combine this with the fact that there's Road to the Knockout cards in packs, so even more people are going to open packs. There's going to be likely new packs here, maybe 50k packs, maybe just more tradable packs. So overall, we're expecting a load of supply today, and that's on top of more people being on the game, more coins in the market, everything like that. So we're expecting a nice dip in the market today on some different meta cards. Basically everything at content drop I would expect to go very, very cheap here. Basically the most popular card on FootBin over the last week, Rolfo here, she's below 40,000 coins. She was literally 80,000 coins the other day. So kind of a crazy drop we've seen, and this is really the last dip we're going to see within the next week, is this Friday content drop, like massive dip with loads of supply coming in. So it's going to be the perfect time to buy for us. So let's go ahead and talk about some of these cards that we can invest in that I think are going to do very, very well. And we're going to start off on FootBin here, obviously. And a good way to see like the cards that people are using in their teams and whatnot is to go ahead and jump over to just the FootBin popular page here, and you'll see it's the very popular cards in the game. Rolfo, a lot of people are using. Nunez and Fati as evolutions. You get Leao, Llorente, Mbappe, Dia. It's basically all the very, very meta cards here. So we're going to look to be investing in cards that people are using in their teams a lot, because these are going to have huge rises next week, which we'll talk about in a second. So number one, I think one of the easiest here is Rolfo at 38,000 coins, 87 rated, can play left back, left wing back, left wing, and has all sorts of utility, and the card has dropped massively here. Now, the reason these cards rose so much and then dropped is because everybody was expecting a huge rise into like Wednesday, Thursday this past week, because everybody was expecting people to be buying their teams for weekend league. However, then EA announced that there would not be weekend league this weekend, so everybody was like, oh, I need to get rid of these players because we're not going to see this rise, and you see this big drop. However, next weekend is confirmed as the First Foot Champs weekend, so with even more coins in the game, more people on the game, everybody building their teams for this weekend league, I expect to see massive rises on these meta cards. So I think Rolfo is going to be a great one there. And I try to stick to the higher rated cards. They're going to be the safer ones here. Cards that are like 84 and below, I think definitely have a chance to like dip a little bit more here. And they haven't dropped as much. Like Luis Diaz here really didn't see much of a drop. He got up to 37k and now he's like 32k. So he hasn't seen much of a drop off. So we're kind of try to focus on those cards that are a little bit higher rated, and we're going to typically stick to cards that are easy to get in teams. So La Liga cards, French cards, Premier League cards, anything like that. We want to stick to cards that are a little easier to fit in teams. So you're looking at your Griezmanns, your Nkunkus, anything like that, I think is going to be a very, very good option. Neymar has dipped a ton. I think he's a card that can go back up. Musiala, I think, can go back up, but again, I try to stick to these more popular ones. And Kunku at 75K looks like a steal because there aren't really like a load of cheaper Premier League striker options. So I think he could be really good at 75K. There's loads of cards here that I think are far too cheap at the moment, and I think a lot of people are going to be going in on. And one, again, is going to be the women's cards. The women's cards did incredible last week when we saw a lot of rises, and I think Alex Morgan is going to be a card that we see this trend with again. She's 39,000 coins. She was up to like 70K, 65K here on Monday and Tuesday. She has a very, very good playstyle plus with her finesse shot trait of some sort. What's it exactly? It's literally just called finesse shot playstyle plus. She's 38K. I think she could do really good. And then you have the cards that link to her, like Rodman, Swanson, anything like that. So we're looking to take advantage of these popular cards to get good links here. And then, we have like Rodrigo here is another card, 83K, man. Like that just seems so cheap for where this card has been at. He was at 102,000 coins here. And again, I'm expecting these cards to get even cheaper after content. So Koundé here, French La Liga center back, insane card, 140K. Think he's a good option. Saliba's price hasn't really moved, interestingly. So he scares me a little bit as a lower rated card. I would stay away from him. Tonali here, he looks like he might have already started to rise back up, if I'm not mistaken. No, so he's only been about 100K here. So I think he's one that could do well here. He was 90K actually. Literally like today, like last night. So he's already started to move back up here. So I think after content's going to be a great time to buy these cards. Now, the reason for this is obviously that supply that I'm talking about, but number two is bidding on cards. Bidding on cards is unbelievable every day after content, let alone when you have all of this supply. So let's kind of talk about why. So basically, when you list a card on the market, right, the default you're listing it for is, tell me somebody who's tradable. I can use as an example. I have zero clue. I know that I don't know. I don't think anybody here is tradable. I'll grab somebody. So basically, highest quick sell. When you list somebody on the market, your default that it lists them for is an hour, right? So what a lot of people are doing, especially the people that spend FIFA points, when they list a card on the market, they will just list it up on like an open bid here, meaning they don't really set the price and they'll just list it for an hour. So what happens is an hour after content, when all these cards are getting close to expiring, because everybody opened these packs, they listed the cards right away, there's tons and tons of like open bids that make it super, super easy to win cards. So that will help you in investments here in terms of getting these cards for cheap, is winning them on bid an hour after content, along paired with basically just the drop in price that's going to come because of these cards. So any of these meta cards I think are going to rise next week essentially. Now, something I wanted to touch on was last week's team of the week cards. These cards I expect could drop a bit today, but I expect their prices to stay relatively steady. I think a lot of these are too cheap at the moment and could do really, really well next week. One in particular, this Lewandowski being 150K, I think is absolutely mental how cheap he is. I don't see a scenario where he could stay under 200K for the next week. Like that card being 150K makes zero sense to me. This Lamptey worries me a little bit, but there aren't a ton of Prem left back options. And he links to Team of the Week Matoma. He links to Fati, who a lot of people are going to evolve. So I think he could do really well. And then this Dybala card as an Argentine Serie A card, he seems way too cheap as well. He's got a playstyle plus too. What is he working with here? Play styles. He's got the flare one, which I've heard is actually very, very good. So a lot of these team of the weeks seem really cheap as well and should stay pretty stable. So I think we have some good options to invest there as well. So overall, boys, we're really just looking to invest in meta cards with this dip today due to the loads of supply and content that we're gonna be getting, because next week we got all the new people on the game already. We got the first foot champs next week, lots of coins in the market and huge rises on the way. But guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. and I'll catch you in the next video.